All right, my friends. So we're going to take a look here quickly. So for today, we have the full moon in Scorpio opposing directly to Uranus and the Sun and Mercury here throughout the day and the next day as well. So, this is going to be dealing with a lot of like our inner subconscious shit. The moon is in fall in Scorpio, so it really doesn't like to be there, especially when it's, a full moon. We're basically in an energy of digging deep into our deepest subconscious aspects, and there's a huge shining light exposing all of that. And since it's opposing the Sun and the Mercury and Uranus, this is definitely dealing with a lot of materially based aspects, financially based aspects, business prospects. And since it's opposing the moon, we might see some, stuff that's been under the surface in terms of business and in terms of the financial world, especially dealing with accounting, I would say. A lot of companies are releasing earnings this, quarter. So, I would say a lot of things dealing with the accounting side of things, because this is Mercury, this is Uranus, this is very air energy, numbers, mathematics. And since it's all in Taurus, financials, so all of that, basically a lot of financial accounting issues being brought to light, so to speak. Anything that's been hiding under the surface will be exposed, especially since we have the nodes have changed. So there is definitely less of an illusory aspect to Capricorn here. So the North Node in Gemini, focusing on the truth, focusing on the small aspects, the small details, focusing on those little aspects of things. And Venus is about to retrograde soon. So overall, a lot of stuff happening tomorrow. And, we still have this Venus square Neptune. So a lot of stuff dealing in terms of our emotional connections, dealing with, relationships, especially. There's going to be a discordance still that's sort of slowing down a bit, but don't forget, Venus is going to retrograde and come back to this direct square with Neptune within the next month. So we'll have to see how that unfolds and how this sort of, delusional aspect of thinking of relationships, or maybe there is this kind of little vision that's being played to us in terms of how we're perceiving relationships, and it's not being shown to us in a very beneficial way. It's going to be a bit confusing in that realm when it comes back in retrograde to this point here of the square, and then it's going to go direct and square Neptune again. So this is an aspect that's going to be, played upon a lot, that we're getting out of now, but we're going to end up coming back to it in the next few months here. We're going to look at the financial markets. So overall here, we've had, these 3 green days in a row here. Very weak, I would say, very weak green days, considering that a lot of these companies, are releasing earnings. The fact that there isn't much volume going on right now is a little bit disconcerting to me. I think people are a little bit just dissatisfied with the way the markets are very, hopeless, I would say, regardless of what's actually happening. I've had some risky investments that I made, which I felt were very rational, but, didn't really pan out the way I am or wanted, but I'm focusing more long-term, which is why I don't do short-term trading anymore. It doesn't fit well with my personality. I've realized short-term trading I do sometimes. That's the only time it's ever worked for me, when it was on a whim. Anytime I try to get technical and try to overanalyze things, I can see the technical analysis and understand it, but once I actually am in the trade, the fear and the anxiety and the timing of things overwhelms me, so I don't really act well. It's usually when I'm, take a risk based off of intuition, or I'm thinking long-term projection here. So that's just me personally. But with these markets, it's difficult to be optimistic in these times. Although the trend technically is up, we're seeing a consolidation point here where it goes up. Like you see here, it broke through this key point of resistance here, but then it immediately got pushed back down in these 2 days, and now it's coming back up very weakly. So again, like, even though technically the charts are showing an upward trend, you have to kind of see things from a more well-rounded perspective. And like I said, from the astrology, now that this full moon in Scorpio is going to be uplifting a lot of darker secrets, that's just a speculation. I'm not that familiar with astrology to understand things that well, although I do believe in it because it's happened. We'll have to see what happens and see if my predictions come true. I'm going to shuffle these cards real quick and then pull out a card here. Okay, so tarot reading is definitely pointing this out for today, because right off the bat, what popped out was the Three of Swords, and this is the heartbreak card, but it could factor in terms of relationships, but I'm feeling this more on a practical level as well, that there is going to be a heart-wrenching reality check, that things are just kind of not go our way, because we do have the Seven of Pentacles reversed, the Tower, and the Three of Cups reversed. So already, this is coming down to things that we want to see go through, and we want to see things happen. We want to see the fruits of our labor. We want to see connection. We want to see everything come together. And then there's this Tower card right in the middle saying, like, there's a huge drop in terms of our expectations. There's a huge shift coming today. So, this is going to be a big day. We'll see how it turns out, but it looks like, in terms of not necessarily technical in the charts, but at least astrologically and through the tarot confirming it, there's going to be a Tower card moment throughout the day, dealing specifically with our connections with people, our friendships, our ability to unite and come together, and the financial, business aspects, career aspects in terms of the fruits of our labor, the work that we've been putting in, kind of all crashing down, not really aligning perfectly. I'm going to pull another card here to get through this, and we have the Hierophant card. So where are our beliefs put together right now? Where are our beliefs and where is our structures in terms of how we're living our day-to-day lives put together right now? And I think that if we have a strong foundation in terms of what we're building and what we're looking forward to, and what's our beliefs in terms of, where's our vision going and where's the structure of our vision going, I think if we have that sorted out, this will help us through this time of being able to just sort of deal with this situation, because we have that higher vision, we have that long-term planning and that structure to make sure that it happens. The Hierophant card is the Pope. The Pope is, he's an icon, he's a representation of the order of religion, of the order of belief. And that's going to be something we're going to need to play out today. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.